John Trautwein once was everybody's All-American. A star pitcher at Barrington High School in Illinois, Trautwein earned a scholarship to pitch at Northwestern University, where he earned 4 varsity letters and captained the 1984 Wildcat team. He would then spend 7 years pitching professionally, primarily in the minors. In 1988, he pitched for the American League East champion Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox will have a new pitcher. It'll be John Trautwein.
The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Anderson down swinging for the second time, and that's 2 strikeouts for John Trautwein.
The highlight of my pro career would obviously be that year. For a 25-year-old kid, it was truly a dream come true.
After retiring in 1990, John married the love of his life, Susie, and the Trautweins settled in Atlanta, where they had 4 children: Holland, Michael, Tommy, and their oldest son, Will.
Such a positive spirit and just an infectious personality and so much fun to be around.
He was just athletic and nice and friendly, and everybody loved him.
Will Trautwein appeared to be well on his way to being everybody's All-American. He was a star lacrosse player and a talented guitarist who boasted an army of friends. All of which added to the shock in October of 2010, when the Trautweins awoke to find that Will had taken his own life.
There I was on October 15th holding my son. At that moment, I thought, I'll never smile again. I'll never feel love again. I'll never enjoy life again.
Will's tragic suicide left the Trautwein family grappling with the painful question, why?
We thought he was a very happy young man. And so that morning we had no reason to believe that we would find him, dead in his room, which we did. And obviously at that moment, that nightmare just took over our lives.
Our family was a mess. It was a very bad time for all of us. And we would go out and have something to eat and just sit there and, can't believe he's gone.
The idea that our boy, with the love that we showed him every day, would want to take his own life is probably the hardest thing that my wife and I deal with. But that's depression. And if you don't have it, you don't know about it, you don't feel it, you don't understand it, you don't recognize it.
An image from Will's funeral gave John Trautwein the vision that has assisted him in coping with his grief over the loss of his firstborn son.
I gave the eulogy, and in the audience to my left was Will's teammates, over 100 of them, and they all had their jerseys on. And I also noticed in the audience were many of my own teammates. And it was during that eulogy where the true message of the foundation just hit me right between the eyes. The love of a teammate, these life teammates.
That October afternoon, the Will to Live Foundation was created.
The goal of the foundation is get these kids to realize that there are wonderful, wonderful friends that are there for you and want to be there for you. And let's make sure we realize that and act on that.
I would like everyone right now to turn to the person next to you and say, I love you, man.
Life teammates are just the people that will be with you. If you're feeling some sad thoughts, just tell somebody and you'll feel much better. Teen suicide is not the right answer.
I think teammates in life are so important because it's people that you can rely on, it's people that you can be accountable to, and that's what teammates are all about.
New York Yankees manager Joe Girardi has been John Trautwein's life teammate for almost 30 years. Girardi was Trautwein's primary catcher at Northwestern, and when he couldn't attend Will Trautwein's funeral, Joe still found a way to comfort his good friend in his hour of need.
We were in the playoffs last year. It was so important to be there for John, and I couldn't be there physically, and I wanted him to know that even during what we were going through, I was still thinking about him, and I had a chance to call him.
He just said, Trouty, I love you, and I'm so sorry I can't be there for you today. And I said, Joe, you've got some big things going on yourself, because in exactly 10 minutes, the national anthem was going to play in Yankee Stadium for the opening of the American League Divisional Series.
I wanted him to know how much I was thinking about him and his family.
The idea that the manager of the New York Yankees would pick up the phone and call a friend to tell him that he loved him and tell him that he'd be there for him is just such a wonderful example, again, of the lowness of the tragedy and then the highness of the life teammates.
In an effort to spread the message of his foundation, John Trautwein created a Will to Live Foundation baseball tournament for teenagers in Atlanta, and in July of 2011, organized the first tournament in the Midwest, in a very familiar place.
Northwestern was such a big part of my life and such a big part of my life teammates concept. So to be here on campus and have a Will to Live invitational baseball tournament is really great. That could be out of here, boys.
Over 50 teams, comprised of teenagers from across the Midwest, participated in the tournament, and the action on the diamond provided a competitive atmosphere and stressed a common theme.
Don't talk down to anybody, pick them up, be respectful. You never know what's going on with somebody. It's a great message, respect your teammates.
To not ever talk about winning, but talk about loving each other, and the impact on those kids' personal lives beyond players is extraordinary.
So right now, do me a favor, turn to the guy next to you, say, I love you, man. Do it. Is that so hard? Right? It makes you feel good doing something like that. Do that during the game, do that after the game. That's what we're trying to get you guys to do, right?
Teen suicide is the third leading cause of death of people between the ages of 15 and 24, and the fourth leading cause for children between the ages of 10 and 14.
We want to give you this message that loving your teammate is a good thing, and being there for your teammate is a good thing.
To turn devastation into inspiration is what John and Susie have done. The Will to Live Foundation, that's what it's all about, giving people hope for life.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Nobody here is really going to remember who won the Northwestern Will to Live Invitational 21 years from now, but I guarantee you they'll remember each other. And that's really what we're trying to do here.
If he doesn't reach every single individual that walks here, he's not happy, because he wants that message taken seriously by every single person he talks to.
You think about how prevalent teenage suicide is, and no one ever wants to deal with that. And John has just grabbed this and taken off with it, and I'm so proud of him.
It was truly a success because you could see the kids taking pride in it. And you could see the hugs. You could see them hugging each other, saying, love you, man, before they left.
I said to Johnny, I said, Will's going to be smiling this weekend, because just seeing everybody get together and seeing all these kids, you know, just digging the whole Will to Live concept, I think he would really love it. I really do.